This is the Old West Tunnel at Cholla Patch Garden Railroad in Tucson, Arizona. It is still in perfect conditions in 2026 after being installed 14 years ago. And here's the entrance with black ballasted track on top of the roadbed cribbing box. Every garden railroad needs a tunnel. Our tunnel is based on classic American wood timber tunnels. It's a fancy design with a portal, wing abutments, and log cribbing for the roadbed. It is 42 inches long because I was advised to keep garden railroad tunnels shorter than 4 feet to have easier access to trains and track. That was good advice. Real log timber frames line the inside, attached to a durable hollow rectangular tube made of strong durable composite decking material. Sturdy foundations supported the entire assembled structure above ground before we added the mountain. It even has interior incandescent ceiling lights. Roadbed cribbing outside of the tunnel has wood logs stacked like a log cabin. The cribbing was filled with rocks bigger than the 3/4 inch gaps between the logs. The ballasted roadbed sits on top of the rocks. Before I show you how this tunnel was designed and built, let's go on a short tour by train of the tunnel area. We're approaching the tunnel portal and wing abutments. Close your windows to keep out the smoke. We're about to pass through the tunnel. Now you can open your windows. Wasn't that fun? Now let's look more closely at the north portal and the inside of the tunnel. First we cross the cribbing box with track workers. Notice the portal's 2 angled timber buttresses and the tight flush fitting of the wing abutments. Now you can see the vertical wall and horizontal ceiling wood timbers. Designs for sub-assemblies. There are 5 sub-assemblies that make up the full tunnel assembly: the tunnel, the portal, the 2 wing abutments, and the cribbing. All of these have their own buried foundations except the portals, which do not need it because they're screwed firmly into the end of tunnel. They are joined on site at the railroad before we added the mountain. Everything is made from redwood and composite wood for decking. Wood rots or gets eaten by termites when touching soil. John designed this so that real wood does not touch any soil. All soil contact is with the rot-proof composite wood. Staining the redwood every 4 or 5 years makes it last longer and gives added protection from the elements. Or you could use a deck sealer like Thompson's. Tunnel foundation assembly design. All pieces must resist wood rot from soil moisture and termite damage. So we used composite wood deck posts and deck flooring. Long rust-proof flat-head deck screws are used to connect all these pieces. Pre-drill pilot holes before screwing. Floor assembly plans. It takes 2 boards of composite decking to make the tunnel floor. Although it is sold as 6-inch wide lumber, it actually measures 5 3/8 inches. The crosspieces are sold as 2x2s, but they measure 1.5 by 1.5 inches. Pre-drill pilot holes before screwing. Left and right tunnel wall assemblies. The left and right walls are mirror images of each other. Each wall is made from 3 boards of composite wood floor decking held together with deck post crosspieces. Use deck screws for everything except the inside tunnel wood timbers. Use small finishing nails for those. Drill pilot holes before screwing or nailing. Walls, floor, roadbed and track. Assembly plans. There is no roof in this drawing because I wanted to show the interior of the tunnel clearly. Also, adding the roof will be the next and last step in the final assembly after this sub-assembly is completed. It's worth repeating. Pre-drill pilot holes before screwing and nailing. Roof assembly plans. If desired, install ceiling lights on ceiling timbers before continuing. The roof assembly is similar to the floor assembly except the roof also has small redwood timbers underneath it that will serve as ceiling timbers in the tunnel. After the roof is attached to the walls, the ceiling timbers underneath the roof should line up exactly with the vertical wood timbers along the inside walls. Note that these timbers are there just for looks, and they do not support the weight of anything. Assembled tunnel plan. Those sub-assemblies finally make sense when they all come together. After adding a mountain, this structure is invisible. People only see wood pieces. It was so much faster and easier to make than to design. It just took a couple of days to build. Composite wood is easy to work with. I hope these design plans help others who want to make their own durable wood tunnels without worrying about wood rot and termites. Feel free to copy or modify any of these design plans. Tunnel assembly order. 1. Mark the roadbed where both ends of the tunnel will be. 2. Clear the ground of everything beneath the tunnel roadbed. 3. Temporarily support roadbed 1 foot from each tunnel mark at the desired height and slope. A 4-foot tunnel roadbed has 2 temporary supports 6 feet apart. My tunnel roadbed is horizontal. 4. Attach the tunnel floor assembly under the roadbed using 1-inch steel angle brackets with 5/8-inch deck screws. Add temporary support under floor if needed to keep roadbed level. 5. Dig holes in the ground to accommodate the foundation assembly that will be buried and support the finished tunnel's heavy weight. 6. Slide the foundation assembly under the floor assembly into the holes in the ground. 7. Ensure the foundation assembly is at the correct height to reach the floor assembly. Remove or add soil as needed. Use a screwdriver to move and pack soil firmly under the foundation. Pack it well to prevent settling. 8. After both assemblies are aligned correctly and touching, screw them together with 3 inches deck screws. 9. Recheck all levels and measurements. Wet the soil around the foundation again, let it dry slightly, then pack it down firmly and recheck levels. 10. Install both tunnel wall assemblies with 3 inches deck screws. Recheck levels. 11. Screw a long straight section of track to the HDPVC roadbed slightly longer than the tunnel. Avoid track joiners inside the tunnel for easier maintenance. LGB flex track works well. 12. Add wall-to-wall ballast to tunnel track, then glue twice, 1 week apart. Clean rails after gluing. 13. If tunnel has lights, install them in the ceiling and make electric connections. Screw the tunnel roof assembly to the floor assembly with 3 inches deck screws. 14. Seal joints where composite wood boards touch with DAP watertight asphalt sealant or black silicone. For extra protection, paint the entire exterior with water-resistant paint. Tunnel assembly is done. You can see the tunnel box sitting up in the air on its foundation. All 4 sides are made from composite wood deck boards measuring 3/4 inch thick, 5 3/8 inch wide, and 42 inches long. The portals will be screwed into the ends of the tunnel box. The tunnel box was built around the pre-existing properly leveled roadbed with no track added yet. North Tunnel Portal and Wing Abutments for Choya Patch Railroad. Note that all the sub-assemblies have sturdy foundations which give strength to the structure, prevent settling and make installing it and the mountain easier. Its dual contrasting colors were made with Minwax dark walnut and colonial maple stain. Portal and abutments assembly order. 1. Prepare and print a full-size design pattern using the tunnel opening dimensions and the position of the roadbed. Verify that your largest engines will fit the portal opening. Feel free to use any of John Carmichael's designs. 2. Tape pattern templates to a large flat particle board. 3. Cut, stain, then lay 3/4 inch square wood pieces on the pattern templates. 4. Nail flat horseshoe nails next to pieces to temporarily hold them in place. 5. Cut, glue, and nail horizontal 1/2 by 3/4 inch wood backing pieces to the 3/4 by 3/4 inch wood framework. Use Tight Bond 3 glue, remove excess with damp cloth. Clamp and let dry. 6. Attach 2 metal angle brackets to both of the portal's backside edges. 7. Turn over assembly, then glue and nail the exterior wood pieces. 8. Clean off excess glue, let dry, then stain the assemblies. 9. Test fit by screwing abutments to the portal. Then remove them. Sub-assemblies will be assembled on site at the railroad. Here's the construction of the portal wood timber framework. Note the flat horseshoe nails which are most helpful in temporarily securing the timbers until they are glued and nailed with brass escutcheon pins, or brads. The buttresses and ornamental top wood pieces have been added. The portal is finished. The portal has been attached to the tunnel entrance with 4 3-inch flat countersunk deck screws. They will be hidden by caulking and paint. Note that another section of roadbed crosses over the tunnel. It is supported by the roof of the tunnel box. This is a good view of portal buttresses. This is the backside of a redwood wing abutment. DAP waterproof asphalt sealer covers it to prevent soil contact, which leads to wood rot and termite damage. The finished portal and abutments are attached together in the workshop to test the fit of the angle brackets. This shows the wing abutment composite wood foundation and where it is screwed to the back of the wing. Composite wood wing foundation. Drill small pilot holes through the vertical brace and the backing of the wing. Clamp the brace to the back of the wing, then carefully drill screw holes into the 3/4 inch wood vertical timber in front. Do not drill clear through it. Screw 1 1/4 inch deck screws in from the back of the vertical brace and into the vertical timber in front. Note the bent brass angle brackets screwed to the portal and right wing abutment. The portal and right wing are attached to the tunnel, and the wing foundation has been partially buried in the ground. Water in the hole firms up and compacts the soil around the footing. Nice front view showing both wings attached and composite foundations buried up to ground level. Cribbing history, use and design. Cribbing was often used instead of traditional trestles in railroad and bridge construction, especially in the 19th and early 20th centuries, primarily because it was simpler and faster to build with basic tools and local materials, without needing heavy equipment like cranes or pile-driving rams. It also is used for certain terrains and uses retaining walls or embankment supports alongside tracks to hold back cuts or fills, short spans or low bridges where a full trestle wasn't necessary, temporary supports or foundations like under abutments or during repairs, and areas with rocky unstable ground where piling was difficult. See the design that follows. Here are the roadbed cribbing design plans for the North Portal at Choya Railroad. This design will work with almost any type of roadbed. The cribbing box is made using 3/4 inch square pieces of cut redwood stacked like a log cabin. Note the 1/8 inch threaded metal rods that pass vertically through the wood logs. These keep the logs aligned in the right places where the logs cross each other. Each log was glued in place when it was added to the stack. When finished, the nuts at both ends of each rod were tightened. This adds great strength to the cribbing box. The cribbing box composite foundation has been partially buried outside under the roadbed. The box is empty and ready to be filled with large gravel bigger than 3/4 inch so that they won't fall out through the gaps between the logs. The box has been filled with the large gravel except for a 1-inch top layer of smaller pea-size gravel. This gravel stops at the top of the HDPVC roadbed. A new mountain has been built on top of the tunnel and in back and underneath the wing abutments. Later on, more landscaping and plants were added to the mountain. On the south side of the mountain, you can see the south portal, which does not have wing abutments or cribbing for lack of space. Both portals have the same design. Thank you for watching.